My name is Caleb Courtney, and I am a member of the Leadership Wilmington class of 2024. Leadership Wilmington is a program put on by the Wilmington Chamber of Commerce. In this class, we get an up-close look at some of our region's most challenging issues and greatest opportunities, also building lifelong friendships with amazing leaders along the way. And this is session 2, dedicated to education. Our objective was to learn about the education system in New Hanover County, all the way from early childhood education to higher education.
Today, a bunch of us are split up all over the city, going to different schools. So I'm heading into Trask now. This is the parking lot here.
I actually went to the wrong school by mistake here.
I was walking into the high school, not Trask Middle School. That is Laney High School. Fun fact, that's where Michael Jordan played basketball.
As I was walking up to the school, I realized all these middle schoolers looked really tall. I was like, why are these middle schoolers so big? So eventually I found my way into Trask Middle School. So upon arrival, we were greeted by the faculty there and by the principal, Mrs. Clark. She then gave us a tour around the school, and we walked with Mrs. Clark as she poked her head into every single classroom just to say good morning. And it was so cool to walk behind her and to see the way that she greeted the students and the other faculty. She cared so deeply about them. It's like she knew every one of the students by name. It brought me back to middle school, but also reminded me just how much people cared about us. We all met in an unused classroom, and we sat there while Mrs. Clark ran and did the morning announcements.
Have a great day, and remember, if you aim higher than you expect, you can reach higher than you deserve.
So after that, Mrs. Clark actually sat down with us and gave us a presentation about Trask Middle School. So we had the chance to interview her and ask her questions about the school. She talked about her leadership philosophy and the way that she ran the school. She was extremely passionate and driven and motivated. We discussed the opportunities there at the school. We discussed the budget and how it's allocated. But what she really hit home is that their main objective was to make sure that every student felt seen. And I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't help but get emotional, as I'm getting right now, during this meeting, because she was so passionate. And I never even realized that there was someone doing that for me when I was in middle school. But through this program and learning how these organizations operate, I'm realizing there are leaders and there is strategy and there is tons that go into organizing an amazing machine that is a school like Trask Middle School. So then something really cool happened. They actually brought in a panel of students from the school, and each of them took turns telling us about programs they're involved with, what they wanted to be when they grew up, and why they love going to school there. It was so inspiring just to know what kind of citizens they're going to become one day and how they're going to contribute to society better because of this education system that's happening right here in New Hanover County. After all that was done, we hopped back in our cars and we all met back at the chamber. And then we shared our experiences from all the various schools that we went to. So then we actually gathered back and we focused in on Work On Wilmington. Now, Work On Wilmington is New Hanover County's largest single-day volunteer service event, and it's organized each year by the Leadership Wilmington class. It's a huge project all over the city. There's over 30 projects. There's estimated to be 600 or 700 volunteers involved with this effort, and each of us are going to be leading a project at a job site. Next, we heard from Logan Thompson, who is the executive director at Cape Fear Community College Foundation, and also a previous alumnus of Leadership Wilmington. And she shared and talked with us about fundraising and the most effective ways to raise money for this event. We then heard from Jane Morrow, who is the executive director of Smart Start. We explored how early childhood interactions shape brain development, highlighting our community's efforts through the Smart Start program to support young families. Next, we had a presentation from Dr. Charles Faust, who is the superintendent of New Hanover County Schools. He discussed the scale of New Hanover County schools and the initiatives and objectives and the metrics that they are hoping to achieve. Dr. Faust elaborated on their strategic leadership to uplift the schools with a clear goal to raise the minimum performance grade to a C across all New Hanover County schools. And it's showing progress. 90% of schools have met or exceeded their growth targets. I think this is a testament to New Hanover County schools and the commitment to a cultural change and a strategic leadership in education. So next, we heard from Aaron Easton, who is the Director of Workforce Development at Cape Fear Community College. We talked about all the successes of the school and all the various vocational programs that are offered. I learned that Cape Fear Community College has one of the best nursing programs in the state. I didn't know that. And it's one of the largest community college in the state with over 240 programs of study. Next, we had Dr. Rob Burris. He is the Dean of the Cameron School of Business at the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. We discussed the growth of the school with enrollment poised to hit over 22,000 students. And we talked about how UNCW is actively developing programs for emerging skills, leading to impressive placement outcomes. 89% of graduates are employed or in grad school. So after that, we stretched our legs a little bit and we left for a walking tour of Cape Fear Community College's campus, which is right downtown, right next to the chamber. We then stopped into their barber school on Walnut Street and we heard about their program and the opportunities for aspiring barbers. Also, I've heard that they will give very cheap haircuts. So if you want a cheap haircut, go to the Cape Fear Community College Barber School and get you a deal on a haircut. Next was one of my favorite stops of the day, and that was to Cape Fear Community College Outboard Systems program. Here, students are hands-on with the latest marine engines, learning from certified instructors. We got to break up in groups and we each talked to a different student. They showed us their workstation and a project that they're currently working on. It was so fun to see these students in their natural habitat and to see this impressive facility that exists right here in downtown that I had no idea about. Our last stop of the day, and arguably the most unique, was our stop at the Cape Fear Community College Wooden Boat School program. Here we heard from the instructor of the wooden boat building program. He talked to us about their process from start to finish, and we even had some brief technical overviews of the process of handcrafting a wooden boat. Students will build these, I think, over 2 semesters, and the money they get for the boats is then reinvested back into the program. So that was really it for our education day for session 2 of Leadership Wilmington. But I really felt like this day I got a really good overview of our education system here in New Hanover County. I will say all of the day was awesome, but I was particularly moved by my school visit there, Trask Middle School, and talking with Mrs. Clark. I left there feeling so motivated to be a better citizen so that I can also help inspire and empower and uplift the next generation. And that was it for session 2. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you like this, there's going to be a video for every session. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.